Okay, so this little section I'm going to read you is from chapter 3, and it's the point where Polly and Joel, her brother, have just arrived at their aunt's house, and they've been here before, and they're used to kind of seeing this beautiful reservoir on, and the house is on the banks of the reservoir. But because the summer's been such a hot one, they're suddenly confronted with the fact that the reservoir levels have dropped. The reservoir has almost dried out, and the scene that's in front of them is a very, very different sort of landscape than the landscape they're used to seeing. I must have been looking in the wrong direction. The last time I was here, the entire valley was underwater. Yet most of what I'm seeing now is hard baked mud, crisscrossed by old stone walls, all of it shimmering like a desert in the heat. It's only at the bottom of the valley where the reservoir is deepest that some water still remains. I'm stunned at what the heatwave has done. It looks so different, I managed to say. The reservoir is supposed to reach from the concrete dam at one end of the valley to the sluice gates at the other. It's the sort of place people come to sail dinghies, to walk their dogs and eat picnics on the grass banks, or if it rains, when it rains, to buy cream teas and postcards in the shop at the dam end near the car park. What's left of the reservoir is no bigger than 2, maybe 3 swimming pools. Jessie points to the stone walls. Strange, isn't it, to see the old village again? There was a village here? I've never heard this before. Syndicum, Jessie explains. Mentioned in the Doomsday Book, apparently. But after the reservoir was built, they renamed the whole valley Truthwater. I wonder why. See my apple trees? Jessie points behind us at her garden. This year there's not much fruit on the trees. They came from Syndicum. A man took them from his own orchard and planted them up here. Couldn't bear to see them drown. What happened to the people? I ask, wiping sweat from my eyes. They had to move out and leave their houses behind. The stone walls I see now are in fact the outlines of houses. Those nearest to us are in a row as if they were once on the same street. In some of the walls you can still see spaces where the ground floor windows were. It's eerie. I wonder who lived here. Real, actual people who went to school, grew vegetables in their gardens, had babies, pegged out washing to dry. It's a lost kingdom. A ghost village. Jessie nods towards the bottom of the valley where water still lies. St Mary's, the old church, is under that lot, she says. Joel looks interested. Wow, it must be deep down there. It is, she smiles, wide-eyed, putting on her spooky story voice. On a quiet winter's night, you can still hear the bells ringing under the water. Joel grins. Awesome! It isn't, I blurt out. It's horrible. It's only a story, Angel, Jessie says gently. Still, I feel quite choked up. Seeing the houses like this, it's really sad. Feels like the past is coming back to haunt us. That's what it feels like, Jessie agrees, then glances at her old wristwatch and yelps, oh, sweet heavens, my shift started in half an hour. I better go. I must have looked momentarily lost because she tweaks my chin. Be happy, little one. You're on holiday. Now come inside and cool off.